Here's the Chapter 10 test review guide. So for the first one, we have to use the calculation. Oops, excuse me. Let's go x equals negative b over 2a. So in our case, x is going to equal 2 divided by 2, which is 1. Now we'll take 1 and plug it in. So 1 squared is 1, minus 2 times 1 is negative 2, plus 3. So we should just come out to be 2. So 1, 2 is right here. Oop, let's see. It's a little hard to make dots with this. And then I go up 1 and over 1, up to 1 and over 1, and then go up 4 and over 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 1, 2. And we get something like that. Number 2 over here is negative 8 over 2, so we should get negative 4. And negative 4 squared is 16 minus 32 plus 18. So negative 16 plus 18 is 2. So I go over to negative 4, positive 2, so I'm right around in there. Then I go up 1 and over 1, so I'm right there, And then go up 4 and over 2, so I'm right there, and right there. Just like that. Okay, all right, now these down here. Same kind of deal. We should get negative 16 over. Now a is not 1, it's 2, so it's 2 divided by 2. So I should get negative 4. Okay, plug negative 4 in. I should get 32 minus 64 plus 33. Okay, negative 32 plus 33 is 1. So I'm at negative 4, positive 1. Now, because that is not a 1 there, right there, that's not a 1, it's a 2. I now have to go up 1 and over 2, up 2 and over 1, sorry, I misspoke. And then I go up 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, over 2, and there is my curve. And then this one over here, I will go, let's see, b is 2, so it's negative 2 divided by 2 times negative 1, and that's a 1. So negative 2 divided by negative 2 is positive 1. Okay, plug in positive 1 there. 1 squared is 1, and then, but it's negative, so it's negative 1 plus 2 minus 4. So I should end up with negative 3. So I'm at 1, negative 3, so I'm right in there. And then instead of going plus, that's a down, so I go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, and then I go down 4 over 2. So I get that in there, that in there. So just like that. Okay, now let's move over here, and we should get this here. Okay, complete these with the square root. So I'll start by subtracting the 3 off. So I should end up with 4x squared is equal to 256. Divide by 4, x squared is equal to 64. X then is equal to plus or minus 8. Sorry, that's really bad. Plus or minus, and that 8's not very good either. Okay, number 6, subtract 7 off. Should get 5n squared is equal to 185. N squared then equals 37. My answer then is the square root of 37, plus or minus the square root of 37, which is 6 point something. I don't have it on my worksheet right now, but it sums out to something like that. Number 7, subtract 1 to the other side. 9n squared is equal to 81. That means n squared is equal to 9, so n equals plus or minus 3. Then number 8, subtract 3 over negative 9a squared is equal to negative 81. And I think we see where this is going. It kind of looks a lot like number 7 there, so pretty similar. Get plus or minus 3. Okay, now these next few here do involve a little bit more work. We'll see if I have enough room to work these out. First thing, to complete the square, I'm going to move that over to the other side. So I have n squared plus 14n. Leave a space, it's crucial, equals 67. Now I have to figure out what number to add on, so it's always half of this number squared. Half of 14 is 7, squared is 49. Add 49 to both sides. So then I should end up with here, I need to factor this now. Well, that's 116. Factors then of this perfect square, factors of 49 that add to 14 would be 7 and 7. So that means n plus 7 is equal to 116. Okay, so square root both sides. N plus 7 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 116. And then I'll subtract 7 over. So n is equal to negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 116. Excuse me, looks like 1116. Now I did figure this one out. These come out to 3.77 and negative 17.77. Number 10, add the 24 over the other side, so n squared is minus 4n is equal to 21. I forgot to leave that space. Let's leave a space, leave a space. Half of 4 is 2, squared is 4, so I add 4 to both sides. And let's see, this is a perfect square then, so that should be n minus 2 squared. Equals 25. Okay, square root of both sides, so n minus 2 is equal to plus or minus 5. Add 2 over, n is equal to 2 plus or minus 5. My answer should come out nice and pretty to be 7 or negative 3. Okay, now let's move down here a little bit, and let's go with number 11. Now, these need the quadratic formula. Let's see, so we'll go the opposite of b, so it's x, or 5, excuse me, opposite of b is positive 5, plus or minus the square root of 5 squared. 5 squared is 25, minus 4 times 1, because a is 1, and b is 66. Or excuse me, not b, c is 66, all divided by 2. Okay, 4 times 66 is 264. If I add, excuse me, there's a negative in there that I missed. There's a negative 61. So then if I add, this is what we say, what did I say that was? 264? That's 264 plus 25. That's going to come out to be 289. And the square root of 289 is equal to 17. So I have 5 plus or minus 17 divided by 2, meaning n comes out to equal 11 or negative 6. Okay, number 12, I have to go 6 plus or minus the square root of 6 squared is 36 plus, excuse me, not plus, minus 4 times 7 times negative 7. So 49 times 4 is 196. And it will be positive, so I'll take 196 plus 36. And I should get 232. Excuse me, I should probably finish out my denominator here. All over 2 times 7, so it's 14 on the bottom. So we said 6 plus or minus the square root of 232 all over 14. Okay, square root that. I don't have the space, so I'm just going to cut to the chase here. Our answers would be 1.52 and negative 0.66. Number 13. Let's move the 23 over to make this easier, so it's 10k squared minus 5k minus 23. If you didn't do that, you would really run into a problem. Okay, so we have 5 plus or minus the square root of 5 squared is 25, minus 4 times 10 times negative 23. Negative 23 times negative 4 is 92. Right? Yeah, 92. And then times 10 is 920. Add 25 to that. I should get the square root of 945. And again, I forgot my denominator. I get so excited about figuring out the discriminant there. Divided by 2 times 10 is 20. Again, I'm running out of space. So if you've calculated that out, you should get 1.79 and negative 1.29. Number 14, subtract the 2v over. Again, that's critical. 10v squared minus 2v minus 22. All right, so I should end up with 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared is 4 minus 4 times 10 times negative 22, which should come out to be, this comes out to be 880. And then I'll add 4 to that. Divided by 20, right? 2 times 10 is 20. So 2 plus or minus, we said that came out to 880. Add 4 to that. 884 divided by 20. So I should get 1.59 and 1.39. I have a feeling one of those is negative, is it? Or are they both negative? Yes, one of them is negative, and it is this one that is negative right there, negative 1.39. And for the last page here, let's go finding the discriminant. The discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. It's a square up there. Okay, so 15. I better move the 9 over, so I'll subtract 9 over, so that should be a negative 5 then. So negative 4x squared plus x minus 5. Okay, well, b is 1, so 1 squared minus 4 times negative 4 times negative 5. All right, 1, let's see, that's 16 times negative 5 is 80, so minus 80. 1 minus 80 is negative 79. Negative numbers don't work, so this is no solution. Okay, we'll do the same thing here. Add the 5 over. So that means I have x squared plus minus 2x plus 1. And we should get, all right, 2 squared is 4 minus 4 times 1 times 1. So 4 minus 4 is 0. 0 means I have one solution. If I go here, hey, add the 6 over, that makes that cancel, so 8m squared minus 6m. So C is 0, meaning it's just 36 minus 4 times 8 times 0, which that's 0, so it's just 36. 36 is a positive number, so I have two solutions. Oh, that's an O, solutions. Add the 4 over, 8v squared minus 8v plus 2. Negative 8 squared is 64 minus 4 times 8 times 2. 4 times 8 is 32 times 2 is 64 minus 64 is 0. 0 means I have one solution. Then the word problems down here. For the number 19, if you want to find the maximum height, you're thinking, I have to find the vertex because this is an upside down parabola. So I will go negative b over 2a. Well, negative b is negative 0.1 divided by 2 times negative 0.0025. Using a calculator, I should get 20, meaning the ball is 20 feet away from me when it gets to its maximum height. Now I'll take this 20 and I will plug it in everywhere up on top. So these 20 will go in here and into there. Okay. Now, I don't have my calculator with me, but I will tell you that when you plug that in, you should come out to 5 feet. All right? That's just what I know. I know that's what it comes out to, so trust me on that. All right, now the bottom one here. Suppose you are standing 40 feet from the net, which has a height of 3.5 feet. Will the ball clear the net? So in other words, I'm going to plug 20 in everywhere. So y is equal to negative 0.0025 times 40 squared plus 0.1 times 40 plus 4. Now, again, if you plug this in here, believe it or not, it's kind of weird how this works, but the ball does actually end up being 4 feet in the air at that time. So now, whether the ball clears it or not, let's think about it. The ball is 4 feet in the air. The net is 3.5 feet up in the air. I would assume the ball should clear that because it's going to be half a foot over. Okay. An interesting problem would be to try to figure out how far are you away from the ball or away from the net, or how far would you have to be away from the net for the ball to hit the net at 3.5 feet in the air.